Greetings and welcome to RuralVacantLand.com, where we've got easy, cheap land priced 50 to 80% below the competition. So let's go to this 10-acre property in Mountain Pass, California that we have for sale. This property is just off a paved road. There's a two-track that comes off the road and goes into this property. It circles around the outer sides of this property. This whole area is the property. If we zoom out, I can show you where in the world we're at. Here's the 15 just to the south, Interstate 15. The 15 runs from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, so we're along the main route between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, and we're closer to Las Vegas than we are to Los Angeles. So if we zoom back in, you can see that this property is on a bit of a hill overlooking the desert. You could probably build a nice crow's nest on top of this hill to look over the whole area. There doesn't seem to be anybody around except for this one little outbuilding trailer shack shed thing that's there. Not exactly sure what it is. Never been to this property. Someone took a picture of this valley, and if you sat up on this hill and you looked out over the valley, you could see this kind of view. You have beautiful colored mountains in the distance, this red paved road that runs through the area, these thicker bush for the deserts, California desert. This is a thicker bush. This is higher altitude. I think it's like 4,700 feet or something like that. So the altitude keeps it cooler than lots of California desert, and you get more seasonality to this than lots of desert areas. Let's go to the internet and see what else we can see. So I wanted to look at the market and show you what else is for sale out there. I went to the zip code that this property is in, and I found two listings. One's been sold $13,000 for a 40-acre property, and this one's $11,000 for a 20. And so the one I've got for sale is a 10-acre property, and so if we cut that 11 in half, it'd be $5,500. So I think the cheapest thing in the zip code is $5,500 for the equivalent size. The next town over is Baker, so I searched Baker too, and went from price low to high. This is a picture of me. These are other properties that this one's sold, but this one's still for sale. It's a 20-acre for $4,900. I think this 10-acre is priced accordingly, maybe a hair cheaper. But I mean, then it skips up from there. If you don't count my offerings, I mean, $60,000 for a 40-acre. I mean, that one's probably going to be sitting there for sale for a while, or $98,000 for a 20. I don't know. Maybe it's a great piece of property, but I think you can get land a lot cheaper than that, and you should. Take a look at my website, RuralVacantLand.com. I've got a bunch of different properties to choose from, a lot cheaper than these guys. So that's the market in the area. This property I'm offering it for $2,500 cash, or I'll take terms of $1,000 down and $100 per month for 30 months. If we go to another data source, here's the same road, Excelsior Mine Road, and here's a two-track. If you turn off of that road, you can turn into this property. You can see the two-track runs through the property here, so I believe you could drive a truck right up to it, or maybe even a car. I mean, worst case scenario, you could park on the side of the road and walk in to take a look at it, and then go to work on this road a little bit to get better access if you don't like crossing these people's lines. It looks like someone got a little bit of something going on right on the property boundary here too. There's a couple different ways to access this thing. So that's the property lines. This is in Google Maps, and if we look at Google Maps and we put the GPS coordinates that I have in the description below this video in, you can get this map, and you can click on the corners. If you click on the corners, you get GPS coordinates of the corners of this property. I mean, you can figure out where all these lines are by clicking on them and seeing the GPS coordinates, and then looking at your phone. If you install the right kind of app to see the GPS coordinates, you can walk around the property and see where the boundaries are without hiring a surveyor. You hire a survey later when you want to build something. So, well, let's go back. This road's actually got street view on it. So if we go to where this little turnoff is, if I get the right spot, you can zoom in here and you can see the road. No, I think this might be the turnoff here. Here we go. It doesn't look like it's driven on very often, but you can drive over these little bushes, and you drive up there, and the little road circles around, and this would be your property. This whole hill here would be the property. I think this whole thing, it's not a sharp hill. It just looks like a nice gradual one that'd be fun to drive up and perch your house on top of, or maybe on the other side so you're not seeing the road. You go there and you look at the views and see what the best views would be of the area. And look at this bush. I mean, look at the life that's happening here. Some cactuses, and it's not just sand and rock. There's life happening in this area. Look at these mountains, nice colors. Imagine what happens at sunset to these mountains in this landscape. Or at night, there's no lights around. You can see all kinds of stars, the Milky Way. Tell stories about all the different constellations, because you'll be able to see them all from here. So let's move on. Here's directions from this to what I thought would be the closest Walmart, Home Depot is in Barstow. It's an hour 24 minutes, 92 miles. I started looking around a little more, and it turns out you can go to Vegas quicker than that. This is Baker. This is a little town. They've got gas stations, a couple restaurants like the Greek Burrito, and just your basic supplies. More for pit stop to get off the road and back on than supplies for life. But it's just 29 miles away. And there's people that actually live there year round. This is the route to Vegas. Hour 2 minutes, 66 miles to Vegas. And there you can get all kinds of supplies. You can live on all kinds of supplies there. Go to the best grocery stores and tool shops or whatever you might need to supply yourself to live in your own valley, your own area with nobody around. Here's directions to the river if you want to go to the water. 62 miles to the Colorado River. Resort Marina. I'm assuming you can launch your boat here and go play in the river. And at night you can just drive home. Here's directions to Lake Havasu City. 144 miles. There's a bunch of different routes through here you could take. Google came up with this route as the quickest route with today's traffic, which I doubt there's any traffic out here. 144 miles of Lake Havasu City. They've also got Walmarts, Home Depots, grocery stores. You can get groceries and needles, but I think Vegas is going to be faster or closer. Prim is along the way as well. They've got two main hotels across the freeway from each other with gas stations. That's going to be your cheapest place to get gas. You probably get gas at 2/3 of what it costs to get it in California or down here in Baker. So if you're getting gas, just drive up the road to Prim. Excuse me. If you Google Mountain Pass, California, where this property is, you come up with all kinds of mining stuff. There's a big rare earth element mine here. I think it's one of the biggest in the world. This is what you see from the freeway when you're driving by Mountain Pass. You see the mining operation up on the hill as you're driving over the hill, and that's not right next to the property for sale, but that's what people think of when they think of Mountain Pass. Here's the sign for Mountain Pass. Elevation 4,730. This is higher elevation, population 30 people. I'm not exactly sure this is the right mountain pass for the California, but that's it's higher elevation either way. This is top of the mountain. If you go by here, lots of times the trees around this thing are turning colors in the fall and stuff. I mean, you're going from hot desert to higher altitude, more seasonality in this part of Southern California than lots of it. And you go back down the hill on either side. There's some birds. So that's kind of pictures of the area. It doesn't really say a whole lot about the desert landscape that we're looking at, and this kind of area when you're looking at the property. I like this view of the property a lot better than thinking about the mining. So if we keep going, if we go to my website, RuralVacantLand.com, to wrap things up, if you go to the subscribe button, I'll give you $100 off this property by subscribing. Put your name and email in the box there, become a member of my website, and I'll keep telling you about new deals coming up. Maybe you'd like one of the other ones along the way too. But either way, I'll give you $100 off any of them that you buy throughout the rest of 2016, just for being a loyal follower, watcher, subscriber of this thing. And if you're interested in buying this one, please feel free to give me a call. Again, Luke Smith, 760-274-7711. Thanks for listening, and hope to talk to you soon.